And we're back. Thanks for not changing the channel. I've got another guy named Michael that I've met before when I hosted the show one other time, and he's got this really cool thing for people with ADD and or can't stay focused for too long. And I know there's a lot of us now. And I'll let him tell you the story about it.
Yeah.
Welcome, Michael. How
Good
you
to see
doing?
you. Good to see you. Yeah, almost every week I'm on the show, I talk about my most recent book. I have 5 books, and what I've been doing is I've been teaching world religion at West Hills College for 20 some odd years. I got started there when I was a pastor in Lemoore, and of course West Hills College is there. And I just thought to myself when I was in my late 40s, and I thought, what have I got to offer? What's in my little bag of tricks? And I thought, well, I know world religion really well. I've been teaching it on the secular level, and as a Christian myself, I've had to learn to be, try to be unbiased and fact-oriented and so on. So I thought, well, let's go with Islam first. Everybody's talking about that. So I got my first video and book called Understanding Islam. And then people are always asking me as a world religion teacher, what about the Mormons? What about Jehovah's Witnesses? What about the New Age? Those 3 also continue, just always come up, always come up. So I've got books and videos on those. And then I thought, well, we better talk about the Bible. And so that's why I've got this thing called the 45-minute Bible.
This is the 5th book then.
This is number 5, yeah. So, and it's because really we're living in an age in which people are increasingly, I would say biblically illiterate. I mean, they don't know that much. I've seen in my teaching career, starting way back in the 90s, most of my students then had some sort of contact with the Bible, some knowledge of it. Nowadays, it's about 50-50 that they've had no exposure to it at all. So I thought, and I've told this story before. My nephew helped me make the video. I wrote the content. My nephew's a videographer, and so he was just finishing up the video editing for this 45-minute Bible video, and he ran into an old high school friend of his who started bashing the Bible and bashing Christians and all this sort of thing. And my nephew kept saying, "No, it's not really like that. You're misinformed about some of this stuff." And so, my nephew finally said to him, "Why don't you just read the Bible and find out, if you're right or wrong about it, And the guy said, "I don't have time to read that big, massive book." So then my nephew thought, "Oh yeah, we're making this video." He says, would you watch a 45-minute video? And the guy says, "Sure." He called him back the next week and said, "I watched the video, you're right, I was wrong about a whole bunch of stuff," which I thought was really nice of the guy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I thought, well, okay, we got the video, let's do the book. And so the book is what's in the video, but I've added 30 FAQs to the end of the things that people always ask me as a pastor, as a teacher. 30 questions that always seem to come up.
What's number 1?
The number 1 question that people always ask is can you even trust that the Bible is reliable? And so I deal with that quite extensively. Is the Bible a book of hate? People always ask that, and of course, how can you read the New Testament and believe that? It says God is love in there, So, so people ask all sorts of questions like, does archaeology support what the Bible says about those periods? Who are the big people mentioned in the Bible? What are the major themes in the Bible? Where do we get our manuscripts? Where do we get our biblical manuscripts? Where does the Old Testament and New Testament come from that we have in our English Bibles today? What were the original languages? That's all that stuff that I deal with in this book. And so I feel like that it's really important that I have a book like this and that I sell a book like this, because we're living in an age of such skepticism. I'm sure you've picked up on that, haven't you?
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Can I just see it real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
Because the first thing I notice is how big the print is, and I love it. I don't need to put on my Hubble telescope.
I wrote it just for you.
What is it? Oh yeah, there's pictures too. So if you're,
all legal, by the way. If you're going to
yeah.
publish these days, you got to find legal graphics and stuff.
Yep. Awesome.
Anyway, yeah.
I can't wait to read it myself.
Well, how about you just keep that copy for you?
No.
Yes, sir.
This
Absolutely.
is awesome. This is awesome. Because I'm working with my little granddaughter right now with this, her faith right now. So this will be awesome.
Well, I hope that helps you.
Yeah. This is number 5, huh?
That's book number 5 for me. Yeah.
And there's your picture right on the back, a good picture too.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you like my picture. If nothing else, it's worth that.
And this is a much nicer chair that you've got on the front than what you're sitting in here.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool.
My designer, my layout designer is pretty awesome.
It is cool. I want to see the video too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that can be arranged. Yeah.
This is great. This is great. Because everywhere we look, I live up in the hills and I walk around. Walk my little dog. I don't know. He's got a picture, but he won't put it up. A little picture of my dog that I walk every day, and I'm starting to notice things more and more. As you're walking around, you get older, and you start thinking, look at how beautiful that little flower is right there.
That's right.
Right. Or that rainbow just boom appears out of nowhere. Right.
Right.
What's your dog's name?
Buster.
There it is.
Yeah. He's a black Pomeranian, but he doesn't like to be referred to as a black Pomeranian. He likes to be referred to as a Pomeranian American.
Oh,
Yeah. This is awesome, Mike.
Great. Well, just keep that
Beautiful.
for yourself and,
Thank you.
and enjoy
Thank
it. And so they can be ordered at mindcuisine.com. That's my commercial website, mindcuisine.com.
We'll get that on the screen. There it is. Beautiful.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so love to see more people with that.
All right. Thanks for spreading the word.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.
Good to see you.
Okay, we'll be right back with another awesome guest.